What does the Bible say about race? The events of the past year have really brought thoughts about racial justice to the fore. The Bible in the past has been misused to justify racism, but what does the Bible really say about race? There's lots I could say, but I just want to make 3 points. The first one is this: there is only one race in the Bible, the human race. The Bible tells us that all people, no matter what their ethnic origin or skin colour, are made in the image of God and therefore have inherent worth and dignity. Therefore, to treat or regard anyone as inferior on such a basis runs against God's creation and order and God's plan. Secondly, we see in the Bible that God loves justice. Humanity has rebelled against God's plan, and our rebellion has brought many wrongs into this world, including racism. And we see racism embedded in structures, institutions and laws. It's expressed in individuals' behaviour and attitudes, and it affects the life opportunities, the wealth and the health of millions. But the Bible tells us that God hates favouritism. He condemns prejudice, dishonesty, unfairness, arrogance, superiority. He hates to see the unjust treatment of others. God hates racism. And he wants us to treat one another fairly, to love one another, to support those who are affected by racism, and to challenge injustice and racism wherever we find it in ourselves or in others. Thirdly, Jesus shows us God's heart for the human race. Jesus came for all people. In his life and his teaching, he constantly challenged the assumptions of his listeners towards foreigners and broke down barriers about race. He taught us to love our enemies, and that clearly meant people of other ethnic backgrounds. He gave his life. He died for all people, whether you're black or white, wherever you're from, so that you might be brought back to God and that relationship with him might be restored, and that we might become once again one people under God's good rule, with no more division or injustice, not as some uniform group of people who are all the same, but a diverse and inclusive family. Like I said, the Bible has been misused to justify racist practices and institutions over the years, but what we actually see when we look at it is that we're all made in the image of God with inherent worth and dignity, that God loves justice and he hates injustice, and that God's heart is to make us right with himself and bring people back under his rule again as one.